How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Before the video starts, I'm trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and it looks like we can do that. So if you haven't subscribed and you find yourself continuing to come back to the channel, please consider subscribing. So let's jump into this. So this video is all about Modok, because I feel like a lot of people aren't really taking him seriously. I've seen, I'm just going to get this out of the way. I saw Lacacy's tier list, and I saw Vegas tier list, and even some others that just, I think maybe... didn't understand how good the Modok buff was, and that's not me calling anyone out. That's just me thinking, like when I saw it, I was like, really? Because my rank 4 Modok hasn't lost me around yet. Hi, it's me from the future. Modok did lose me around. I know I said he hasn't lost me around, but he did. I think I meant he's not lost me around when it was his fault, I guess. What I was trying to say is I did lose a round, and I show it here in this video, and it was because of me and my bad counter to like a red skull or something. So I'm just throwing that in there because I know people are going to be like, actually, you did lose a round. And they're going to point out to me in the comments and dislike my video. So I'm just saying it now. Okay. Sometimes I ramble and I don't think about what I say. All right. Moving on. So I'm going to show you 8 defensive fights and matchups. Some are good for him and bad for him. Some rank 4s in there. Stay for the last defensive fight at least, because that I think will open your eyes to how good he is. And then I'm going to show you why he's so potent on defense, and then I'm going to show you him on offense in a couple fights when I needed him to be on offense. So let's jump in here and start the video. Okay, so this is just me. So this is the first fight. Scream, rank 3 Scream. We're going to speed up the time. Boom, cut it out. Absolutely evaporated. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Hyperion. Here's a rank 3 Hyperion. Should be pretty easy. Just heavy him down, and it takes him the entire fight to beat him. He does beat him, congratulations to him, but it takes too long, takes too much damage. Okay, moving on to Titania. She also could not get Modok down. That's a rank, I believe that was a rank 3, maybe even a rank 4. I'm sorry I didn't catch some of the ranks. Shout out to Matrix for being a good sport. All right, so this is a Cull Obsidian, even a 6-star rank 5. Cull Obsidian should be able to melt really anyone, and instead he gets absolutely destroyed. So moving on to Kingpin, should be a pretty good matchup. All right, speeding through, and boom, he still can't get down the Modok. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see another fight here. So this is a very, I thought this was a very smart play by this summoner here. He decided to use Werewolf by Night because that way he can just hit into Modok's block and beat him. I'll tell you why that doesn't work when we get to the talk. Well, I thought I was going to lose this. I was like, okay, I couldn't do anything to this dust, and Werewolf couldn't do anything to Modok. Why is that? Well, we'll get to that in just one more second. Here's another fight here for you, and it's the most important because I think it really shows the potency of this man. That's a rank 4 Sig 163 Okoye. Now remember, his shield doesn't activate for 10 seconds against skilled champions, so she can just hit him like crazy. Boom, fast forward, I beat him, and she does end up beating Modok, but takes so much health that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So what's going on here? So what's going on? Why is Modok crazy? Why? What is it about him, Sam? So it kind of, let's start here. So the force field. Modok starts each fight with a force field active. When removed, it causes it to go on cooldown. Skilled champions, the force field starts on cooldown against skilled champions for 8 seconds. Sorry, 8 seconds. The force field ability actually cannot be reduced unless fighting skilled champions. While the force field is active, Modok gains block proficiency and has a 100% chance to auto block any incoming attacks. Triggering the auto block removes it. While the force field is active, the opponent's ability power rate is reduced by 100% based on Flux. And as a defender, the force field also grants steadfast, which means you can't use unblockable basically against it. But the secret here is, I think, in a couple parts, but the awakened ability is super important. When Modok is attacked while the force field's active, he removes all stun effects, so passive or otherwise, on himself. Personal auto blocks are considered well-timed blocks, so you get parried when you do this. When you hit him, basically in any way, while the force field's active, you're stunned and you're taking a combo to the face, and he removes all True Strike and True Sense. So you can't do True Strike, True Sense, can't use unblockable attacks against him, you can't parry hit him. So what can you do? You can heavy him. So I just want to show a little quick example of what I'm talking about. Boom, and then he's parrying me. Okay, so you're thinking, oh, he parried me just, oh wow, just by chance there. That's crazy. So you're thinking, okay, no problem. Let's use a little special one. Sorry, that doesn't work either. Okay, how about we do a little heavy here, and then we can knock him out. So you could basically, I think the only way right now to counter him is just heavy attacks. But remember, it comes back. So if you're not paying attention and you go in and you try to hit him, oh man, he's kind of cooking me no matter what here. Boom, and he will activate. So there's not much you can do there. But remember, it reactivates. So let's say in your mid combo here, and you're like, okay, I got him now. Nope, you're parried. Nothing you can really do. Now, there is a little more to this that I want to show you here. And while his Flux, he has a Flux passive. This is kind of the underrated part of his kit that no one's talking about. This Flux passive kind of just happens randomly, in my opinion. But basically, let's just read it. Modok's attributes fluctuate throughout the fight in a complex and seemingly unpredictable manner. It would take a super genius to calculate. So it must just be random. It doesn't say anything else. There's nothing else in here that tells you that this thing is gonna pop up, okay? But basically, when this Flux is active, he gains plus 8,800 attack rating, plus 1,000 block proficiency, up to 1,600 critical damage, up to 40% combat power rate, plus 100% increased defensive ability accuracy, and reduces the ability accuracy of opponents' True Strike and True Sense effects by 50% up to 100%. So basically, if you get caught with that shield, that parry, and you get parried while he's in Flux, he basically has a 100% chance to apply his debuffs on you if he does use like a special too. He also has plus 8,800 attack and plus 1,600 damage rating, which is nuts. And I'm going to show you how nuts that can be on offense here in a second. But all this basically combines into a very confusing and hard to beat champion if you don't have a counter. Now, the only real counter to him is just to kind of parry heavy constantly. But in a meta like this, where every time he throws a special attack, there is an unstoppable and evade, well, you know, even if you knock him down, maybe you can get a combo in, but you gotta wait for the if you don't have a counter, you have to wait for the unstoppable and evade to go away, and then you have to hope that that Flux or that force field didn't reach its cooldown also, and then if you did, then you got to restart, knock him down again, and then you can do some damage. It's a really, really annoying defensive playstyle that I think people are running into. So let's show him on offense. Okay, so here he is against a rank 3 Rentra. Again, this is not going to be the fastest fight, but this is just to show you he can like burst some people down if everything lines up correctly. And I only have 2 fights because I only really need him for 2 fights in my entire victory track. You know, climb, I guess you could say. But basically, my strategy is just parry heavy, get those incinerates on, intercept them there while they're trying to stand up. And then on the left, you get a guaranteed critical hit that you can use on your special attack. And so now this poor Rentra is just kind of getting melted down. Boom. Really, the only reason this fight goes so slow is because of the meta of the victory track. You know, that what's it called? What is it called? Fight or flight? Or is that what it is? Anyways, you know, get the unstoppable, get the evade. Boom. And then I don't fully punish that because I want to save up and knock him out with my guaranteed crit, and my Flux is active, so it just does insane damage. Very clean fight, 65 seconds, beats out the Onslaught. Now the second fight here is very impressive to me. It's against Enchantress, a rank 3 Sig 80 Enchantress. Again, just didn't need him on defense, or he had a really good counter that scared me. This was quite early on, but yeah, just parry heavy here. boom, and he's very safe. This is what I wanted to show you. On offense, that shield comes in handy on offense too. Okay, you can see that I missed, she hit me, and he just parried. And so you can see the flux coming up. We're getting increased effects. Auto block is up again, and that's going to save me here. I did not time my critical rate, my guaranteed critical hit there very well, but I'm just I'm nuking her. But look at this. I mess up the dodge, and he blocks for me. He blocks somewhere in there. I messed up. So he took a lot of good damage for me in the block because of the increased block proficiency. And there I tried to burst him down. She gets some reverse healing, but that didn't work. But it doesn't matter. And she's down. So he's a very, very safe attacker. 50 seconds. I don't think that's awful. I mean, he's obviously not going to beat a Spider Woman or a Silk. Duh. He's not going to do that. But when you need to use him on attack, he's very capable. He's fine. You can do that. He's very, very good against his matchups. So that's him on offense. So yeah, I think that's why the community is so wrong about this Modok buff so far. I think out of all the ones that were buffed recently, well, besides Skull Obsidian, but in that, you know, I think Modok is like second place for sure. He's been a defensive menace. I pull Modok, they lose. I noticed people were starting to ban him towards the end of the of my victory track here over the last couple weeks because I think they started catching on. But let me show you why I think I know how I know that Kabam knows that he's a really good defender. Okay, so let's go look. Okay, so here it is. Here it is. So they specifically show Modok against Frankencastle, and there's a reason why. Because Frankencastle is going to come with pretty much the only ability that makes fighting Modok 100% safe. Okay, it is Crush. His ability to crush. Crush is not unblockable. Okay, Crush is not True Strike. Crush is not True Sense. It is Crush. It means he cannot block, period. And that's why they show him here, unable to block with the Crush up there while his force field is active. So maybe, I don't know how many Frankencastles we're going to see right away. Who knows? Maybe the whales are going to go really hard, especially with the customization coming. But he is like designed to counter champions like Modok, in my opinion. Modok and High Evolutionary, right? He is what I was hoping Mr. Knight would be, but that's a video for another time that I'm going to be making this weekend as well. But Frankencastle is the answer to Modok, and that's how I know Modok is actually just a really good champion, because they are making a champion to specifically counter him. And yeah, so I guess I'll just let my evidence rest there. If you don't rank up Modok after this video, that's fine. That's fine. I was just trying to show that he is a lot better than I think a lot of people realize. And I think some people are starting to catch on, because they started banning him pretty hard towards the end of my track. But I don't know. Let me know. Did I convince you? Let me know your thoughts down below. How do you counter your Modoks? Have you seen any Modoks besides mine in the victory track here? And yeah, just let me know your thoughts about this whole video. So I appreciate y'all, and y'all take care.